What's up, people? I am one of your hosts, Phoenix.
And I am your other host, Titan.
And welcome to ntata. So today we're going to share our elite sniper build. The reason we wanted to start with this build is because stealth has been very difficult playstyle for Bethesda fans to conquer. I believe this is because of Bethesda's infamous stealth archer build has been described as easy mode or instant win. Starfield's version is no different, but much more involved. So without further ado, let's jump into Ryland Hawk.
I was 23 when the Colony War started. Becoming a UC citizen had been my lifelong dream, so joining the conflict would guarantee this. My natural skill with a sniper quickly gained me traction with the UC officers. I was assigned to classified missions which would test my morals. After years of work, I had lost all morals, didn't hesitate to do what needed to be done. When the UC surrendered in 2311, and my commanders were forced to be arrested and executed, my unit had to disappear. All records of me just ceased to exist. All of my work to become citizen just vanished. Even without a job, I still had a responsibility to take care of my parents. I would spend the next years of my life turning in bounties, which ironically was the reason I became the hunted. Eventually, one of my contacts informed me about an opportunity with Argos extractors for a mining job on the moon of Vectora.
Alright, so let's jump into the character background. Soldier is the background for this build, and with it you can get fitness, which makes you have more oxygen, ballistic, which gives you more damage with ballistic weapons, and boost pack training, which gives you access to the boost pack. Then you get to ballistics, which is more the cornerstone of your combat. Alright, the next thing we're going to talk about is character trait. We're going to start with kid stuff. This trait can be subbed for pretty much anything else, but this one grants you a very good ship and weapon at a very low cost, just 2% of your income every week in-game. Terra Firma. This health and oxygen is increased when on a planet. Even though this is a space game, you will still spend 90% of your time on the surface of a planet, so this is really a no-brainer. Wanted. This allows you to dish out more damage the lower your health is. As a stealth build, your job is to never get in a gunfight, but it happens, and when it does, you want to quickly be able to take out your opponent and get back into stealth. Skills. Starting with the physical tree, you are going to put 4 points into stealth, as this is a stealth build, so this is where you're going to want to start. If you follow this guide, you will max this out very quick. Next, you will put 4 points into wellness. Again, you don't need to be in a firefight. You should be taking out all of your enemies without them even knowing you are there. But there will be times when you cannot use that tactic, and having enough health is key to surviving those small moments. 3 points then will go to pain tolerance for some extra bulk. For the same reason as wellness, this should unlock your main physical perk, concealment, which you should put 4 points into. Nothing into social. In combat, you should put 3 more points into ballistics, as your sniper will use this type of ammo. That will unlock rifle certification, in which you will need to put in 4 points into that. This should make all of your headshots 1 hit, 1 kill, except for the tankiest enemies. This will then unlock sniper certification, which you will need to put 4 points into. This will make snipers much more efficient for scope sway, breathing, critical chance, and raw damage boost. Science. You want to put at least 1 point into medicine, as this will make your healing items more effective. I would put 2 to 3 points if you opt into alien DNA as a trait instead of kid stuff. Tech. You want to put 4 points into security, 2 points into targeting control systems, and 2 points into shields. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time in this skill tree, as you can make up for most of whatever you need for ships through your crew and upgrading your ship. Next is going to be the Anomaly Power. You want to start with Sense Star Stuff. This allows you to detect life around you. You will get this from the Chi Temple. This is the glue that puts this build together. But later game you will also want to get Void Form Power. This can be acquired from the Temple Omnicron, and allows you to turn yourself partially invisible, similar to the Chameleon Armor perk, but you are able to run or walk around without losing the perk.
Alright, so next we're going to jump into weapons. You want to start with the Speechless Fire. You can get this as soon as you leave the intro section of the game. You will want to travel to the Valo system and the planet Polvo. in which you will find Hopetown. You can buy this weapon and get some ammo here. You also want to keep a pistol with you just in case you get into those firefights that we talked above. Next weapon you want to work towards is the Justifier. If you watched our early games video, you will know that this is a great weapon and can be acquired by doing the Freestar Ranger faction. By level 30, you should start to see full-fledged snipers being sold. Next, let's look into the armor. The best armor to start with is going to be the Mantis armor. You can get this at the very end of the Mantis quest line. Once you get to the end of the quest, you'll be able to see the armor inside of a case. Save your game. And then open the glass and inspect it. You want to make sure that you get one piece with the chameleon trait, whether it's the helmet or the jetpack, which are the best two to get it on. If you don't get it, just reload that save and try it again because they use random rolls. You keep trying until you get the trait that you need. Finally, how to play the build. A couple of things to take into account. You want to focus on upgrading your stealth skill and weapon damage as quickly as possible. Now, this is where most of us made the mistake when attempting a stealth build in Starfield. Unlike previous Bethesda titles, when you put a skill point into stealth, it doesn't improve your character's ability to be stealthy. What it actually does is give you the tools to use to improve as a player. The skills give you a visual meter that lets you know if you're being detected or not, how loud your steps are, and giving slight bumps in your ability to be quieter. This is why even after hitting 100% more difficult status in your stealth skill, you can be in the dark 50 feet away with the chameleon effect activated and they can still see you in line of sight or hear you if you're too loud. Next, for your build, you can have companions. You just need to make sure that they wait before you enter into a combat scenario. With those out of the way, let's dig in. There are two scenarios we're going to look at: combat indoors and outdoors. They will be very similar but with a few differences. When you enter combat indoor, the first thing you need to do is unequip all of your spacesuit except for the part that has the chameleon trait on it. You will see a noticeable difference when you are sneaking around that the noise meter is barely moving. Next, you want to use the Sense Star Stuff power to see where all the enemies are located, which direction they are facing and or walking. This allows you to set yourself up in a good position to take out your foes one by one. You also want to be away from lighting in each area. Scope out the room that you are in or about to enter. Find a dark spot that you can get in. Here is a big tip. If you can hide behind a wall, press the aim button and your character will automatically pull your weapon out of cover and aim to shoot. This keeps your body hidden and allows you to take shots and snap right back behind walls or cover so enemies don't have a line of sight on you. As I said before, you can't just crouch in the middle of the room and expect them not to see you. So use small openings and common sense. If you're on some stairs and looking down, find small openings between the rails and aim. Once you take out an enemy, it will be harder for them to see you where you are and where you're shooting from. Just as a reminder, keep your Sense Star ability up at all times. Once you have taken a shot or two, try to move to another area and set up to take your next shot. This will confuse the AI as they will focus on where the previous shot came from. This is where the stealth build gets fun, as you feel like you're outsmarting your opponent and watch them run around trying to figure out where you are. When you are in an area with a lot of people crowded in one spot, focus on any enemies who have strayed away first, as their deaths won't alert the group. Also, pay attention to environmental hazards, as you can use those to your advantage and blow up large groups. Last tip for inside combat: try to keep your distance. This should go without saying, but space is limited when you're going from room to room, so you want to have enough distance that after a kill, the person nearest to them doesn't automatically know where you are. Outside combat. This is very similar to inside combat, except you cannot remove your armor, as most planet environments will kill you before you finish your mission. Instead, take advantage of the unlimited space you have. Stay as far back as you can and pick off each enemy one at a time. This is much easier to accomplish, as you don't have to get close as you are when you're inside. Also, because you are outside, you can technically keep your companions with you, as they do not stay too close during outside combat, and most of the time will draw fire of the entire enemy base. You will notice they will not detect you outside like they would inside with a companion. This will allow you to move around the base's perimeter and take everyone out while they are focused on your companion. The only issue with this strategy is that they will be constantly moving, so if you're not good at hitting a moving target, then make your companion stay close to your ship.
Alright folks, well that wraps up our Elite Sniper build. So any suggestions for newer builds that you would like to see on this channel, go ahead and leave them in the comment. And go ahead and like and subscribe while you're at it. And join us every Friday morning. We'll be there.
You be there.